Indonesia is a vast archipelago where the waves of the Indian and Pacific Oceans meet, creating one of the most fascinating marine landscapes in the world. Its beaches are not just expanses of sand and sea, but true chapters of living history intertwined with ancient cultures, trade, legends, and traditions passed down from generation to generation. On this journey along the coasts of the archipelago, we will discover not only the natural beauty, but also the profound soul of these places. Bali is the undisputed queen of Indonesian beach tourism, with iconic beaches like Kuta, famous for its perfect waves that attract surfers from all over the world. Seminyak, with its elegant atmosphere, and Jimbaran, where fishermen return at sunset with their catch of the day, while restaurants cook fresh fish on the sand. But Bali is not just sea. It is also spirituality, with temples like Uluwatu, which stand on cliffs overlooking the blue and preserve ancient ceremonies linked to the spirits of the sea. Over the centuries, the Balinese coasts were strategic ports for traders from India and China who brought spices, fabrics, and influences. Cultural, Lombok lies east of Bali and offers postcard-perfect beaches like Senggigi and, above all, the three Gili Islands, Gili Trawangan, Gili Mino, and Gili Air. The sea is turquoise, and the seabed is home to coral and sea turtles. These islands were long inhabited by the Bajo, a nomadic people of the sea who live for weeks on end on boats, following the rhythm of the currents. Even today, in the crystal clear waters, you can still encounter fishermen who pass down centuries-old fishing techniques. Java, the most populous island in the archipelago, is home to lesser-known but fascinating beaches like Pangandaran and Palabuhan Ratu. These places combine natural beauty and folk legends. Here, the story of Nyai Roro Kidul, the Queen of the South Sea, is told. A powerful spirit revered by generations of fishermen who believe she protects the waters and decides the fate of storms, passes along the coast of Java. Over the centuries, merchant ships loaded with tea and coffee have passed along the coast on their way to European ports. Sumatra is a wild universe with long stretches of sand like those of Lampung, where the waves attract surfers seeking adrenaline, and Aceh, where recent history intertwines with ancient trade routes. The Strait of Malacca in northern Sumatra was for centuries one of the world's busiest sea routes, connecting Asia to Africa and the Middle East. Arab merchants arrived on these shores, bringing Islam and leaving profound marks on the local culture. Sulawesi, with its unique shape, is home to secret beaches and bays like Tanjung Baira, a place where the sea boasts shades of blue. Impossible to describe, where even today master shipwrights build Finnish ships, a tradition that dates back centuries and made the Bugis among the most skilled navigators in Southeast Asia. Kalimantan, the Indonesian part of Borneo, has lesser-known but pristinely beautiful beaches like Derawan and Sanggalaki, ideal places for observing manta rays and giant tortoises. These islands were once stopovers on the spice routes and refuges for the pirates who dominated the waters between the archipelago and the Philippines. The Moluccas, also known as the Spice Islands, are a key chapter in Indonesian history. Their white sand beaches, like those of Ambon and Banda, surround emerald waters. Nutmeg and cloves grew here, bringing fortune and misfortune to these lands, attracting first Arab and Chinese merchants, then European conquerors who vied for control of these natural resources. Papua and the Raja Ampat Islands are a paradise of marine biodiversity, known worldwide by diving enthusiasts. The waters are a mosaic of colorful corals and rare tropical fish. Local populations pass down myths about sea spirits and fishing ancestors who protect the balance of nature. Here, history is not written in books, but lives on in dances, songs, and rituals. Every island and every beach in Indonesia carries with it a part of a great tale made of sea, wind, exotic scents, and intertwined cultures. Walking on these sands means walking through history, breathing the same air that once accompanied sailing ships laden with spices and fishermen returning for the night. At sea, imagine starting from the beating heart of the Bali archipelago, The gateway with its temples overlooking the ocean and beaches bustling with surfers and fishermen. Here, you breathe the encounter between spirituality and daily life. Then, you sail towards Lombok, where the Gili Islands welcome you with silence broken only by the rustling of the waves and the song of seabirds, while the Bajau fishermen tell stories of the sea under the starry sky. Continuing, you reach Java and its coasts, where every wave seems to hold a mystery of the queen of the South Sea, Nyai Roro Kidal. Walking here means listening to legends intertwined with the force of the storms and memories of the colonial routes. From Java, the journey continues towards Sumatra, where the wild beaches open onto infinite horizons, and the Strait of Malacca makes you imagine the ships laden with spices that crossed these seas centuries ago. The wind then carries you to Sulawesi, where the sea is a deep blue and the master shipwrights work the wood to build ships that seem born from the very soul of the ocean. Here time flows, slow as the tides, and the beaches hold ancient secrets. Continuing toward Kalimantan, you enter a world where the forest meets the sea, and the Derawan and Sengalaki Islands reveal the dance of giant manta rays and turtles emerging in the moonlight. The journey takes you even further to the Moluccas, the Spice Islands where the air smells of nutmeg and cloves, and the white beaches tell of wars, trade, and cultures that have intertwined for centuries. Finally, the route leads you to Papua and the Raja Ampat Islands, where the sea seems like a living mosaic and every dive is an encounter with the primordial wonder of nature. Here, you feel like you've reached the edge of the world, where time stands still and legend becomes reality.